Welcome to Dear Parties. I'm Jay, and today we'll be setting up the background for my client's daughter. The theme of this event is spa, and her color schemes were hot pink, blue, and purple. We started with hanging the banner, and to hang the banner, I used heavy duty double sided tape. Then I began working on the balloons. To attach the balloons to the bookcase, I used painter's tape to protect the surface and then place the adhesive hook on top of it. For the balloon clusters, I used a rubber band and wrapped it around the bottom of one of the balloons and then placed it on the hook. I also use the rubber bands to connect one cluster to the other. The goal for me at this point was just to make sure that I camouflaged the bookshelf to the best of my ability. Each cluster had about 8 balloons, and to cover the top of the bookshelf, it took about 3 clusters. For the size, I followed the shape of the bookcase, and when I got to the bottom of the upper half of the bookcase, I added additional support with placing more painter's tape and adhesive hooks. For this display, I wanted it to be a combination between structure and organic, but you guys will see what I mean later on in the video when I talk about that. Don't be afraid to rearrange the balloons. Manipulating the balloons is the best way to get the overall look that you want. Like here, you can see me just twisting and turning the balloons just to get it in the right position. Originally, I planned to fill the entire bookshelf with balloons, but my client requested the lower half of the bookshelf to be used to display the birthday cake. So I adjusted my design to accommodate for her request, and it turned out even better than expected. Once I finished creating the base layer for my balloon garland, I went in with a blue tablecloth to cover up the rest of the bookshelves. My goal for this display was to camouflage the bookshelf and to make it look like it wasn't there at all. To adhere the tablecloth, I went in with the painter's tape on each edge and pulled it up to the edge of the banner. When using a plastic tablecloth, it's best to try your best to make it as flat and straight as possible. As you can see, I'm trying to make it less crinkly and more almost like pressed, if you will. But like I say, it's only so much you can do, so try your best to make it as tight and flat as possible when using a plastic tablecloth or foil tablecloth. To bring the tablecloth flush to the banner, I use clear thumbtacks in the middle. I love using the clear thumbtacks because you can barely see them up close or even far away. Now it's time to add the rest of the color. The first approach I took was to mirror the balloons to ensure that it was symmetrical on each side of the display. To ensure the balloons stayed in place and didn't move, I used rubber bands to secure them. I also went in with some more pink balloons just to make it more thicker when it comes to the pink and to give it more of that organic shape that I was just discussing with you guys earlier. I put it, towards the bottom and some at the top just to like make it kind of poke out a little bit, not being too structured and square, and give it like a really interesting look when it comes to the balloon display. I also went in with some lighter pink balloons eventually, and I made sure that I diagonaled them so they're like they're not like mirroring each other per se, but they are diagonal to each other. I placed one, the bottom and the next one at the top. And I tend to do, diagonals and mirroring and little things just to make sure that it's equal on both sides and just to disperse colors, appropriately, making sure that it's enough on, like I said, each side. If I have enough balloons of that particular color. I believe that one of these balloons are just like random, like that last pink balloon that I just placed. I was just like randomly there, I believe. But it still worked out. It still came together. It's still cute. Okay, so for the bigger balloons, I don't have a clip of that, unfortunately, but I placed 4 giant balloons on each corner of the upper half of the bookshelf just to create that dimension that I'm talking about. And just to make it like seem like it's coming towards you and less flat. Um, when it comes to the tiny balloons, I like to originally match it up with its colors. So blue, blue, pink with pink. And that's when it comes to, the colors that I have less of, I would just like, mirror them. Like I talked about earlier. And even like, bring in different shades of that said color. So for example, that is a metallic clear, lilac balloon. I place those diagonal to each other, and then I'll be going in with like light purples and light pinks and stuff like that, just to make it less one dimensional and give the piece, the backdrop, more interest. Here, this sometimes happen, like malfunctions I call them, and I'm glad it didn't go too haywire because I would be really upset. But I just used rubber bands and I tacked it right back up, and actually it became even more straighter. So yeah, just a note: mistakes make the greats. That's what I always say. So just keep on going if this ever happens to you, and just put it back up there, and it actually will turn out better than it originally was. So yeah. When it comes to doing any kind of balloon display, it is best to step back just to see if you're going in the right direction. And also, it is best to, especially when you're doing like kids party like this one, it's best to like play on shades. I love that it has, yes, it's hot pink, but it's also have pale pink and also metallic sheer pink in it. It gives it more of, like I said, dimension, and it gives it more interest. It's like interesting to the eye and make it look more professional, especially when you start adding like the shades of purple in it. It definitely make it look more luxurious and special. So yeah, just make sure that you're doing, you're playing on colors. Just because the person wanted hot pink doesn't mean you shouldn't include like, a range of pinks and a range of purples and even blue, although I didn't have that many different colors of blue. More like the pink and purples were the shades that I leaned on. So yeah, here I'm adding in purple to each end just to give it more purple in the display. Also, make sure that you're cutting away all the ends that were not needed in the display. I was gonna add purple fringe, just to incorporate more purple, but I did not like it at all. So I then tried to go in with purple tile, like make a little tassels for it, and I also did not like that at all. I thought it was a little whack. I added 2 foil balloons that complement the backdrop, and I sprayed it with Balloon Shine. And I think we're ready for the glam shots. Thank you all for watching, and if you could subscribe, I would definitely appreciate it and love that. And like I said, thank you all for watching.
Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Send me your location, let's ride the vibrations. I don't need nothing else but you. At times I wonder why I fall with you, but this is new to me, this is new to you. Initially, I didn't wanna fall, but you gathered my attention, it was all for you. So don't take advantage, don't leave my heart damaged. I understand that things go a little bit better when you plan it. Oh, so won't you send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Send me your location, let's